Finance Minister Arun Jaitley today announced after the cabinet that they had in principle approved the disinvestment of Air India, India's national carrier.
सिविल एविएशन मंत्रालय का एक प्रस्ताव मंत्रिपरिषद के सामने आया, जिसमें एयर इंडिया की डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट को सैद्धांतिक रूप से स्वीकृति दी गई, इन प्रिंसिपल अप्रूवल। सिविल एविएशन मंत्रालय की जो प्रस्तावना थी कि फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर की अध्यक्षता में एक ग्रुप बने जो इसकी बाकी सारी मोडालिटीज को तय करे, उसको स्वीकार किया गया।
So the Maharaja is for sale. Sandeep Phukan joins me for more. Well, Sandeep, this has been talked about for a while. You've reported it, though it's only official now. But the big question, are there any buyers who are willing to take on Air India's debt? And what happens to employees who are likely to be up in arms, that strong Air India union, against this?
Sonia, you know, the government, remember, this is an in-principle approval. What needs to be done is to prepare the modalities. They'll have to actually decide on three big issues. One, who will own the airline? What about the ownership? There are three models. One model says that, you know, sell it all off. 100% should go to a private buyer. Second model says that no, 74% should go to a private buyer, 26% should be held by the government. The third model is, well, 51% to the private buyer and 49% to the government, which is more or less, you know, that the government has an equal say in running the airline.
Right.
So government will have to decide on one of these three models. The second issue that they will have to decide on, Sonia, is that, as you rightly said, who's going to buy Air India? 52,000 crores and more is what their debt is. So unless somebody is willing to clean up that balance sheet, it'll be very difficult to find a buyer.
Right.
So, I mean, we've been hearing that Tatas are interested. Let's not forget that Tata started the airline before it was nationalized. But, you know, unless it is a lucrative proposition, no private buyer would come. So the government will have to decide on the what they want to do with the debt. Third is that what do they want to do with their prime property? Air India owns some lovely properties in Mumbai, in Delhi. And
so
of course, the biggest question is what happens to employees. It is one of the largest employers, and what happens to employees. All of this is going to be decided by the committee headed by Mr. Jaitley. Sonia.
So interesting challenges ahead, and if the government can pull this off, it will be seen as a major reform as well, and sign of their commitment towards disinvestment. Thanks so much, Sandeep, for joining me.